All right, welcome back to my first TCG Pocket video on this channel. First up, for anyone who's wondering, I have been posting TCG Pocket content since the beginning of the game. However, it was in German, so it's everything on my second channel, which is purely German speaking. So if anyone is wondering, everything in the past has been in German language, but from now on I will also be posting everything I post in German on this channel in English, right? So for my English international community out there, finally I'm gonna be getting you guys as well up to date with all the new TCG Pocket content, which there is going to be plenty of in future. Now, anyways, the main topic of this video, right? We hit Master Ball rank very easily. Now, I already hit this a couple of days ago, actually. But again, I made a video in German, not in English. So we reached Master Ball rank with 1,459 points. And I have to say, now this video is mainly going to be about what kind of decks I used in order to get me there, and which was, in my opinion, the best deck which helped me reach Master Ball rank, right? So let's get started. Now, getting to Master Ball wasn't really that difficult, to be honest. Like, it took me, what, 9-10 days, something like that, right? The main breaking points were getting past Hyper Ball, Ultra Ball 2, Ultra Ball 3, and at the end Ultra Ball 4. And I think I was stuck the longest time in Ultra Ball 4, which was pretty much annoying. Now if we go here, let's quickly go to battle history. Now, where can I see that again? Was it here? No, actually forgot where I can see the these. Oh, there it was, the season records, right? That's what I was looking for. So in total I had 247 wins, 196 losses, right? So I used to be at a win rate over 60%, but I mean, Ultra Ball 4 actually dropped down my win rate by a couple of percent, right? So that's that. But anyways, the decks I've used predominantly, right? If we start from the beginning, right? So if we go over to my decks, now from the beginning, right? From starting at Pokeball till Super Ball and till Great Ball, and then to Ultra Ball and to Master Ball. Now, the main decks I've used in the beginning were actually Dialga and, oh yeah, it's in German, by the way. Whoa, I need to change the names up anyway. So let's open this one. Goldango and Dialga EX. That used to be my first deck, which I used in the beginning, right? That was a deck which mainly has gotten me through Pokeball, which was very easy. Like, Pokeball rank is nothing really to worth mention about, in my opinion anyways, right? That used to be very easy. This deck actually slapped quite a lot of opponents very easily away. Then there comes Super Ball, and there I had to do a couple of switching rounds. Obviously, the main meta currently is something like Darkrai and Giratina and Arceus and stuff like that, right? So obviously, and also the main player currently is Muscada, right? This one here in combination, for example, with Magnezone, or even the coconut plant Pokemon. I don't even know the English name right now. But anyways, that was also one of the decks which is very successful. So in the beginning, I wasn't really playing those meta decks since I wanted to try and reach the top with something different, right? So at the end, I actually went ahead and played with this deck. Now, this Pikachu and Magnezone deck actually helped me get all the way through Super Ball, through Great Ball, pardon me. Great Ball in German is Super Ball, right? So for anyone wondering, that's why I'm always stuck on Super Ball. But anyways, getting through Great Ball was actually this deck. This deck, Pikachu, Magnezone, and Pachirisu, this deck actually helped me a lot. And this deck essentially also got me through the Ultra Ball rank 1, which was very easy actually with this deck now. Then, starting from Ultra Ball 2, it started to get very tedious. Now, I was stuck, I think, in Ultra Ball 2 for an entire day. like not even being able to break specific breakpoints in the points, until I started using the deck which probably every second player out there is currently trying to use, which was the Giratina and Mewtwo deck. Now with this deck, I was actually quite successful to some extent, managing to get all the way to Ultra Ball 3. Ultra Ball 3 again was somewhat difficult, where I actually started up playing with Giratina and Darkrai, right? That was also one of the decks which I played then a lot in Ultra Ball 3. Now, Ultra Ball 3 was very hard. Now, for anyone wondering, once you get to Ultra Ball, you're not going to get any more bonus points from having multiple wins back to back, right? So you're only going to get your points from the battle, and you're going to lose 7 points if you are going to lose, right? So that's the grindy kind of difficult thing in Ultra Ball League, right? So with this deck, I was actually quite successful, being able to almost scratch Ultra Ball 4, until I was then stuck again a couple of losses back to back, which led me to then actually use the Mew-Scouter deck, right? So then I used this one here. That's actually a somewhat variant of the Mew-Scouter deck. And this deck was actually very nice. This deck actually helped me breach the Ultra Ball 3 barrier and get to Ultra Ball 4, where I then encountered another loss streak. I literally lost duel after duel after duel because this deck wants to face EX Pokemon. I suddenly started facing like Magnezone decks without any EX Pokemon, right? So Magnezone and what's it called? This one here, Skarmory, right? So Skarmory and Magnezone, that was my main matchup suddenly. And I was like wondering, bro, I'm switching to anti-EX Pokemon, and now I'm facing no EX decks, which was very, very annoying, to say the least. Which has then led me to restructure my strategy. So ultimately, then I started to use Arceus. And specifically this deck. This was my main go-to deck. And this deck was so good. It's got me all the way to like, I think 1,320 points or something like that, right? So to the middle of around Ultra Ball 4, which was very good. This deck was smacking Darkrai, Mewtwo, Giratina, everything that I countered was able to win. Until I again started to encounter a loss streak, which was so bad, it almost dropped me back to Ultra Ball 3. Like I literally was like 1 or 2 points away, and I said, no, okay, I had to take a break. So I took a break for like 2 or 3 hours. Then I said, okay, come on, we're going to go back into this. This time I actually went back to an old classic deck, which I always loved. Like that is one deck which has been around since day one. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's got to be that one deck, which is the solo Articuno deck, right? The solo Articuno deck, and specifically this deck, the way I'm showing it here, was the deck which ultimately breached Ultra Ball 4 and helped me to get True Master Ball. And this deck, let me tell you this, I wasn't even lucky with Misty coin flips, right? I wasn't lucky at all. Like a lot of the duels I had were without any Misty luck whatsoever, right? It was just straight up playing strategically with this deck, playing Articuno, keeping the second Articuno on your hand, waiting for the right moment to play specific cards. It was a lot of strategic thinking, which one wouldn't really think that this deck is capable of, but is very much so capable of being very strategic. Now, the key card in this deck was actually the Galactic Team Grunt, the Rocket Grunt here. This card was actually the main deal changer, or the main boss of this deck, sort of. The amount of times I faced Giratinas in slot 1, which almost one-shotted me, but then I was able to actually drop a nasty Team Rocket Grunt at the right moment, being able to almost steal all of their energies. Like in certain instances, it was also like something like Giratina had like 3 Psychic Energy and 1 Dark Energy, right? Then I played Rocket Grunt, and I was able to steal 2 Psychic Energies, but leave it with 1 Psychic and 1 Dark Energy, which basically destroyed the entire strategy of the opponent, because the opponent has to, in order to be able to get back to Psychic Energies, use Giratina's ability, which was just basically making a way for me for a easy win. And yeah, long story short, this deck essentially, again, as I said, was the deck which led me to breaking Master Ball and getting there. And yeah, in my verdict, definitely the best deck to play currently is probably, in my opinion, the solo Articuno deck. The Articuno deck is just way too broken. And for anyone wondering, why am I playing 2 Pokeballs here? There is a strategic thought behind that, because yes, you can only play 1 Pokeball. Essentially, you're only going to be able to make use of 1 anyways. However, you always want to keep 2 in there, because one of the main goals of this deck is to actually grab your second Articuno as well, right? You want to be able to play your second Articuno when time's right. If you only have 1 Pokeball, there could be instances where it takes a long time to get your second Articuno. By the time your opponent probably is already set up and being able to eradicate you. That's why you always want to run 2 Pokeballs in this deck. Same with the entire package which I'm showing here, like 2 Iridas, definitely one of the key cards. Also the healing from Irida is just too good. I'm running 2 reds in there. You could also run 1 red and 1 Giovanni would also be a good alternative. Sabrina and Cyrus is a must in this deck, since Articuno is always doing passive damage to the benched Pokemon of your opponent. Articuno is going to be the Cyrus is going to be one of the key cards, because you're able to grab your opponent's Pokemon from the bench, get him to the active position, and then GG, right? And that's essentially the way you want to play this deck. Now, again, there is a lot of strategy involved using this deck. I'm probably going to make a separate video talking about every breakpoint and how to play each card in the right moment, right? Also, I'm not playing Mars. I'm actually playing the red card instead of Mars. I mean, Mars would also be a good alternative. You could either play Mars or red card. I've personally, I don't know, I'm not really a huge fan of Mars, even though it's able to do a lot of disruptive gameplays for your opponent, but so does red card. Red card also is able to destroy your opponent's play, so it's like a depending on the situation kind of card, right? But anyways, I'm hoping this video was helpful to anyone out there struggling to reach Master Ball rank. I'm probably going to post like every second day or something like that from now on, English TCG Pocket content on this channel. So for anyone stoked about it, do subscribe. If you haven't, it's free of charge. It's not going to cost you anything. And as always, thanks for everyone for tuning in. And also, if you have any deck suggestions which you would like to see featured on the channel, right, which you would like me to go through, then do drop a comment down below. And also have a look at my German channel for inspiration, in case you're wondering how my current German channel or community is built up. The link will be also down below in the video description. And as always, I'm going to conclude now. Thanks for taking part of this video. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.